Hi, I'm Cindy, the founder of Feminine Mastery. I want to welcome you and thank you for registering to receive the 3 keys to Feminine Mastery video. I want to briefly introduce you to the 3 keys here, and then I'll take you through the 3 keys in much more depth so that you can truly embrace them and perhaps even put them into practice in your life. Hi, I'm Cindy, the founder of Feminine Mastery, and I want to welcome you again to the 3 keys of Feminine Mastery. We're going to start you off by introducing you to key number 1, which is to awaken your truth. To really understand this key, you need to first understand what truth is. And the greatest way that I can explain it is that when we're living from our past, from the shoulds, from that unhealthy ego mindset that tells us we're not good enough, not worthy, and unlovable, we're truly living in an illusion. We're not living in a reality. Sometimes this alter reality can feel real, but it's really not. And aside from the illusion, there's a reality that is the truth. The truth feels light, it's free, you're harmonious, you don't have to be perfect, there's nothing to fix about you. It's truly a playground for you to be who you are. And one of the key ways that you tell the difference if you're living in the illusion or if you're living in your truth is that the illusion feels heavy, it feels dark, it feels constricted in those thoughts of I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I'm never going to achieve what I want to achieve, or that self-doubt, those sneaky little questions that come in. We live in a circular pattern. We feel downbeaten. We feel like there's walls everywhere we turn. That's the illusion. I invite you right now to open up your awareness that there's a whole nother reality available to you. The true reality, your truth, where you can expand beyond anything you can imagine, feels light, it feels free, it feels joyous, it feels good, it feels right. So I know you've had those experiences even with people that feel heavy or people that feel light, jobs that don't feel good, jobs that do. So this is our guidance. This is awakening to the truth on a universal level, the truth on an environmental level, which is our life experiences, and then the truth within you, your unique truth. So with this key, I'm going to introduce you to an exercise next, which will further illustrate and have you experience what the non-truth is and what your truth is. So I want you to grab a piece of paper. If you need to pause the video at any time in order to do this and follow along, feel free. But I'm just going to keep guiding you. So I want you to, ooh, this is going to be backwards, I bet. So on the left-hand side, I want you to write non-truth, the illusion, and on the right side of your paper, I want you to write truth and my truth. Okay, so go ahead and do that. And after you get those 2 columns set up, so non-truth and the illusion on your left, and truth and my truth on your right, now you're going to start with the left-hand column. And you're going to just embrace all of those thoughts, those resistant patterns, everything that's telling you not, points of confusion. I want you just to empty it out. Everything that keeps you trapped, keeps you stuck, has you think smaller rather than in an unlimited way. I want you to write all that down. So it could be certain people, it could be experiences, it could be thoughts that you carried around, regrets, anything that makes you feel heavy, constricted, and not totally in love and in alignment with who you are. I want you to dump it out on the left-hand side of the paper. So this is a place you might want to pause the video because I'm going to continue. On the right-hand side, once you absolutely complete and empty the left-hand column, the everything you've been holding on to, you'll feel sort of an opening, sort of a breath of fresh air. And it's really becomes this space inside of you to create. So once we clear and we get detached from the illusion and detached from the non-truths about ourselves, we don't want to quickly fill it up with something new, because chances are, without intention, we'll just fill it up with more thoughts, more analyzing, which really keeps you stuck in the illusion. I have a friend that one time said, if I could just get out of that left column, because this is a great exercise that I share with everybody. So just realizing it as a column helps you detach from it, right? Because when we're living in it, all of that feels so real. And it really, really isn't. You are who you are today in this moment. You're not your past. You're not the shoulds. You're not the boxes that you've been trying to fit into. You're not any of that. You are pure, absolute potential in your truth. So on the right-hand side, we're going to start to get you feeling your truth, feeling what's true about yourself. And you might have some healthy thoughts or beliefs, and we can capture those too. So what is unique about you? What do you know? I love Oprah's saying, what do you know for sure? What are those truths about you or about the universe? So it could be the universe is abundant. It could be I love chocolate. It could be I am a fantastic artist. I am a great lover. I love life. I love nature. I love pink. It could be anything about you and your truth. My desire, my true desire is to start my own business. That's what I know for sure. Over in the other column, there might be a lot of chatter going on, but in your truth, if anything were possible, if nothing were stopping you, what would feel good? I want that true love in my life. I know that I deserve love. I've always wanted to go to Paris. Whatever it is, just whatever is true and resonates with you that feels good, I want you to write it on this right-hand column. So go ahead and take a few minutes and do that. And again, you might want to pause the video to give yourself some time. And so when you capture a good amount of your truth, now I want you to look at the two columns. And not just look at them, but look and feel into them. The left, what does that feel like? Maybe even now it's starting to feel like, oh, it's not even true. I can't believe I thought those things. Or it could still feel some kind of sticky, kind of heavy. So just notice. Becoming the curious observer is one of the greatest tools we have to awaken our truth by detaching from what we're in or what's happening to us. And now I want you to look at the right-hand column, and I want you to feel it. I want you to feel the dramatic difference. The left feels heavy, constricted, yucky. Like for me, it's just like when I go into the left column, it's like, I want to take a shower. Like it just does not feel good. And on the right, it's like, oh, joy. Your body awakens, you enliven. So I want you to lock in the difference. Okay, it's important not to resist that left column. It's important not to resist the illusion, because what does that do? It takes you right into it. Just notice the difference. That's awakening to truth. And beyond that, you have a truth. You have a path, you have a unique vibration, you have a soulmate, you have a calling, you have people in your life that you're meant to meet on many different levels, whether they're friends or people who you will make a dramatic difference in their life. You have experiences waiting for you, right? A whole path of your specific truth. So there's the universal truth and the illusion versus truth, and then there's your truth. And what feminine mastery is all about is guiding you to awakening you to the truth. It's an essential key. We can't get to our truth if we don't know the difference between truth and illusion. So there's many different levels, and feminine mastery introduces you to all of those ways that you can awaken to the truth and discover your own truth. So this is key number 1, awakening to your truth. Again, the illusion feels heavy, truth feels light. In the illusion, you're limited. In truth, you're absolutely unlimited possibility. Anything you desire, you can create. And we'll see you on the next truth. We'll see you on the next key. Now that you've awakened to your truth, you're ready for key number 2. The feminine mastery key number 2 is embodying your truth, embodying your true desire. Embodiment truly is the difference in feminine mastery versus other modalities and other teachings out there. The embodiment of who we are is the essential feminine. The masculine is very able to awaken to their truth. It's at a higher consciousness. It tends to happen in our active mind. Embodiment happens in the heart, in the lower chakras of the body. We'll get into that in a minute. So embodiment is feeling the essence of not just truth, but who you are, the femininity, the sensuality, the bliss, the desires. It's said that desire is the spark of all creation, and I truly believe it's true. I've seen in my life the simplest, I call them my secret desires, the simplest thought. It's almost like a puff from my heart of, I'd love to go to Maui. I'd love to teach retreats on Maui. So pure, so simple. And those are the things that manifest so easily in my life. But when we're living in the non-truth and the shoulds and the illusion, and we're living in boxes and entrapments and making things complicated, those simple desires can't break through to the universe. We don't have to work hard. You don't have to work hard anymore. Embodiment is what makes the difference. So I want to introduce you to a couple ideas around embodiment. One is to literally be in your body. Many women that come through the Feminine Mastery programs say that, oh my goodness, this is the first time I've ever felt present. You know how it is when you're on vacation or there's those joyous moments in your life and everything looks clearer, everything tastes better. You're relaxed, you're alive, you're vibrant. And then we come back to the way life is set up, which is to not feel alive, to not be present, to always be thinking about our to-do lists or what's happened in our past, what's going to happen in our future, everything but just being here now. And I have to admit, it's challenging in the world today to be present because there is a lot going on, especially with our phones and technology. So embodiment is such an essential feminine mastery tool because when you can anchor in the feeling of what it's like to be present, and you can draw that back in any moment. So when chaos is happening, instead of thinking and analyzing your way out of it, you can simply draw yourself back into your being, back into your truth, back into that beautiful body of yours. So I want you to take a deep breath in this moment. And just feel your energy go from here to here to here. You can't see the lower part of me, but all the way down, out through your legs and out through your feet. You can feel the energy moving. So I want to invite you to stand up. I'm not going to be able to join you in standing, but I want to invite you to stand up. Continuing watching the video, turn your computer if you have to, or put the phone down wherever you're watching it from. And I want you to stand up. And I want you to feel your feet on the ground. So if you're wearing shoes, take them off. If you can go outside for a few minutes and come back, I want you to go and feel your feet in the grass or feet in the sand or feet just on the ground. Wherever you are in your home is fine. And feel the sense of release when you consciously allow yourself to be in your body and feel the ground. And now you can imagine beautiful roots or golden cords coming out through your feet, or even just your energy, just who you are reaching down into the earth. Mother Earth, feeling that sense of support. We have so much support in truth. The universe is loving us. The earth is loving us. Nature is there loving us. Even people in our lives, but we don't see it that way, or we certainly don't feel it. But you have a sense of grounding if you take the time to do it. And that's what this exercise is all about. So go ahead and breathe into that space. Push your energy down. Don't let it come back up. For this moment, just allow yourself to be in your body and feel yourself present in those lower parts of you. Down through your feet, down into the earth. And now I want you to take your arms. I can do this one. Raise them up to the heavens. Look up, reach up, still feeling your feet grounded into the earth, and reach up to the heavens. And know that you extend to the heavens and beyond. Your energy is huge and vast with infinite potential. And just feel that sense of connectedness to the divine and bringing that divine down into your life, into your body. When we feel the embrace of the heavens and the earth all cooperating within us, it's where bliss comes from. It's where harmony comes from. This is who we are as an essential being. We're made up of energy. We're made up of love. We're made of vibration. Not when we live in the illusion, we can get hooked out of that place like that. And the good news is, with the feminine mastery practices, these keys being just the beginning for you, is you can learn how to bring yourself back. Okay? So I want you to lock in this feeling of what it feels like to be in your body. And this whole exercise may have been a little bit uncomfortable, or it may have been easy, depending on how comfortable you are with your body. But don't worry. With feminine mastery, one of the things we promise to deliver you, that you will love being you. And you will love being you in your body. And that, I'm telling you, is when the whole universe changes to cooperate for you and with you. The other thing I want to introduce about embodiment and the embodiment of your truth is that you're multidimensional. In the ego, we are good, bad, right, wrong, smart, not so smart, pretty, not so pretty, all of those judgments, all of the boxes, or the scale, right? How successful am I compared to God knows who, right? In truth, you are you to whatever degree you want to be you. And again, that's what feminine mastery is about, is awakening you to your desires, to the intelligence that lives inside of you. You're not just the voice in your head. That's the misaligned ego. Most of us don't even have access to our healthy ego, which when we do, we gain so much power. So you have an ego, you have a mind, you have a body, you have a spirit, you have a heart. The feminine mastery archetypes help awaken all of those aspects within you. The chameleon is your ego. The honeybee is your mind. The dragonfly is your spirit. The butterfly is your body. And the hummingbird is your heart. You can start to get a clearer picture of who you are by taking the quiz on our FeminineMastery.com site to find out who your mentor archetype is, which tells you more about your true self. And then my book, True Calling, awakens each of these aspects within you, because your heart alone is vast. The potential that you can create just by opening your heart is extraordinary. The level of connection that you can deepen with yourself, with life, with your lover, with your friends, your family. It's extraordinary. And that's just one part of you too. You have a spirit that soars, or some people refer to it as the soul. It's the same thing in my opinion. And that is infinite. You've had these life journeys. You have this journey. Your spirit is working through you, through your body. Your heart is a pathway to further enliven your spirit. And then there's the ego, which we resist. The ego gets beat up a lot. The ego is our servant. It protects us. It tells us when we should be fearful. But in misalignment, when we live too much in the illusion and fear gets a hold of us too often, the ego gets protective and it can clamp down, right? But it's not bad, and we don't want to resist it. You don't want to resist any part of you. And then there's your mind, the honeybee, that's your ability to manifest in an instant. It's your ability to connect in community, to co-create a reality with whoever you choose to co-create with. So this is just a brief introduction to your dimensionality. You are multidimensional. You are unique. You are incredible just as you are in this moment. So feminine mastery is about awakening to that, activating it. The activation is a big part of embodiment. If we don't activate our senses and these aspects of ourselves, how can we hold them, right? So embodiment, when we embody fear, we create fear. When we embody our love and our joy and our desire, we simply create that in our life. It makes life a lot easier. So I hope you've enjoyed key number 2, embodying your truth. Now that you've had a chance to awaken to your truth, and embody your truth and embody your true desire and know what that feels like, and to understand that you are absolutely unique and full of dimension, not one-dimensional at all. Now it's time to learn about key number 3, creating your life and living from your truth. This is really the work of feminine mastery. Each of these keys opens you up to the next and to the next. And as you move through, you have more access to your being, more access to the fullness of life, more access to your true power, the power of you. And so creating your life and living from your truth moves you from doing, being that doing machine, caught up in the lists, caught up in the have-tos, guilty about the shoulds or the shouldn'ts or regrets or what, that whole mess that we've come to think is what life is. Just invite that out. There's absolutely no reason for you to live that way now that you have these new tools. And so feminine mastery is about being you. Your true calling is to be you. Even if you wanted to, you could not be anybody else. We're kind of silly sometimes. We compare ourselves to the craziest people, to famous people, to our sister, to our spouse, right? It's like it makes absolutely no sense, to standards, right? You are you. You are here to be you. And feminine mastery is here to support you in being you. Okay, so let's talk about key number 3. From the place of truth and embodiment and desire, we can create. We move with our desire, and we ask all of those aspects of ourselves to support us in fulfilling those desires. So creating has a language. Doing has its language too, which is should, have to, try, need to, right? Can feel the heavier energy. Creating is to create. I am. It's the vision part of it. It's seeing yourself in your truth, in your light, feeling that in your body, and then speaking your truth into reality and or taking actions from that place. So creating from your truth, creating your life is simply creating your life as an expression of who you are. So say we're talking about your career, and maybe the career you have right now is not where you want to be. Maybe there's a passion or a calling that you have. Instead of analyzing, how am I going to get there? Access your truth and ask yourself if it's what you really want. And if you hear a yes, then go for it. Make a conscious choice. That's the beginning of all truth, is honoring that desire, feeling if it's a yes, and then taking actions and being committed to your truth, not being committed to being better than everybody else or making all kinds of money. That will come. Fulfillment comes. The difference of feminine mastery is it's a very efficient. So rather than looking for fulfillment or definition of who we are in years and years of life, waiting for life to tell us who we are, in a second, with the right tools of feminine mastery, you can know who you are because you can feel it. And when you take steps and action from that place, miracles happen. I've seen it time and time again in my own life and in my clients' life too. You are that powerful when you're living in your truth. When you're not creating and living from your truth and you're in that illusion, it depletes your power. You have to work twice as hard. That's an illusion. You don't have to do that. If you let that go, choose to embrace who you are, choose to follow the yes through awakening your truth and embodiment, your inner guidance will ignite. You'll see images, you'll see the vision, you'll see the pathway. Sometimes not, and we need to trust and keep going. And sometimes doors close and we're redirected another place or a similar path, or sometimes we're adjusted in the way we're doing something. That's a big thing that's happened with me. But I've stayed committed to my path, committed to my truth. So in my darkest times, and I'm telling you, there's been some dark ones, the truth is what sheds light. We can only see our path when we're in our truth, when we activate our third eye chakra, which we're not really going into chakras in this particular video, but if you engage in feminine mastery and my book, True Calling, there's all kinds of information there for you. But we can only see when we're seeing. If we wait for the path before we take a step, it'll never come. It's trusting your instincts, trusting yourself, knowing the difference between what doesn't feel good and what does, and feeling what's a yes, an absolute yes. So even if it looks different, it's not what you expected, but it feels like a yes, do it, because it'll open a door and it'll create more resonance and it'll create a whole different muscle. Instead of the forcing, struggling muscle, you'll have this beautiful truth muscle, and your guidance will continue to open. I'm sharing this because I've seen this with my own life, and miracles are right there at your fingertips. Anything you want, anything you desire, you can manifest as you follow your truth, as you allow yourself to see you for who you really are and value that. So I encourage you to just listen to these videos again, take down some notes, play with these practices. Most importantly, I hope that you walk away with a whole new understanding of who you are, an appreciation for your uniqueness, encouragement and support to live in your truth, to create your path, and to just be who you are and know that that's enough. And to know that the more you do this, the more the universe is going to be cheering you on, responding with opportunities, new relationships, and just the bliss and the joy that opens up within you is absolutely incredible. So thank you so much for listening to the 3 keys. I've enjoyed being with you. I hope you've learned a few things, and that you have, more than anything, that you have an understanding of what feminine mastery is and what's available to you. I have one more invitation, and that's if this calls to you, if it resonates with you, which means it makes you feel sparkly and tingly and hopeful. It feels like part of your truth. I encourage you to reach out and schedule a discovery session with me, which you can do on my website. There's all kinds of places to connect in the connect section in the column on the right. But please just follow your truth, schedule some time with me. I'd love to explore this even more with you and discover who you are and how feminine mastery may be able to support you. Other ways that you can further activate these keys are with my book, True Calling, again, taking that quiz to find out your mentor archetype, and also just exploring our programs. And that's what I'm here for. So again, thank you so much for listening. Enjoy the 3 keys, enjoy who you are, and I wish you all the very best.